Hello and welcome back everyone, I'm Day-Glo Buffalo and this is Let's Play Deus Ex Human Revolution, the director's cut. When we last left off, we had just entered the Alice Garden Pods and were looking for Windmill, also known as Arie van Bruggen. So, let's go in and see if we can track him down. Hello, sir.
Jensen, I was on my way out.
What are you doing here, Malik? I told you I got this one.
I know. I didn't do anything. Trust me. Van Bruggen's all yours.
Hang on a second. Something's wrong. What is it? Why are you here?
It's nothing. I mean, can't a girl have secrets?
Okay. A lecture. Ida Pals would appreciate Chief Pilot getting in trouble. Keep it together.
Of course, but I can tell something's bothering you. And I'm concerned. What's going on?
I just had to look into something. For a friend. She deserved better.
I'm listening.
Fine, since you're so damn curious. Years ago, I used to live here, remember? My friend, my best friend, Evelyn. She was like a sister to me. Made living here fun. But then there was an accident. She's dead.
I'm sorry, Malik.
Wait, Jensen, let me finish. I thought I was okay with it, but I know she didn't just die. She was killed. Murdered. Her damn scumbag boyfriend did it. I know he did. I knew he was trouble right from the start, but she just wouldn't listen to me.
Malik, easy. If your friend was murdered, the police would have suspected something. They would have investigated.
That's just it. There was no investigation. They said she fell down a flight of stairs like it was some kind of freak accident. But her wounds, the way she died, they don't add up. It's right here in the damn blood spatter analysis.
Blood spatter? You've seen the police report?
Yes. A friend left a copy of it in a pod here for me to pick up. Listen, I know it sounds crazy, but I think there's been a cover-up. I just have to prove it. If I could get my hands on the autopsy report, the one that never surfaced, I know I'd get the truth. Except...
Why do I suspect I'm about to get dragged into something?
Look, Jensen, I'm sorry. I know Van Bruggen is the priority here, and I told you it was my business and I could take care of it. It's just... The more I think about it, the more I realize I'm in over my head. I'm just a pilot. I'm not a damn cop. But I need to know the truth.
Well, let's get some details. No, we don't want to reward.
This autopsy report. Once you got your hands on it, what were you planning on doing next?
I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm a pilot, not a cop. But I felt I had to do something while I had the chance. Maybe once you get the report and we know what it says, we can improvise.
All right.
You said you've seen the police report. Who gave it to you?
An old friend who was also a good friend of Evelyn's. He used to work for the Shanghai PD. He left a copy of it along with a few other things concerning Evelyn in a pod here for me to look at. He also left some instructions on how to contact someone at LIM for the autopsy report he's convinced was intentionally buried.
Why would LIM have anything to do with Evelyn's autopsy report?
Well, if you haven't noticed, the Chinese government has been outsourcing branches of its public services for years. Bell Tower polices the streets, and nowadays LIM does more than just cosmetic surgery. They're often contracted for special cases like Evelyn's.
And what made Evelyn's case so special, you think?
Her boyfriend, Lee. He was at the scene. He had Evelyn's blood on him and tested positive for alcohol and drugs in his system. With his rap sheet, it wasn't looking good for him. But his family, they're on a lot of boards with deep pockets and a lot of reach. They wouldn't suffer the embarrassment of having their son indicted on a suspected murder charge.
Why do you suspect Evelyn's boyfriend had something to do with her death?
Because he was poisoned, right from the start. Born into money and influence, but never once assuming responsibility for anything. I don't think he's worked an honest day in his life.
So he was a wealthy, pig-headed asshole. If that was reason enough to accuse someone of murder, half the world would be in the pen.
No, there's more to it than that. He's known for violent outbursts, domestic altercations. He nearly killed a kid over some stupid gambling feud. The problem is, his family made him untouchable, even to the police.
And Evelyn was okay with all of this?
She always tried to see the good in people, give him the benefit of the doubt. You could say that's just being naive or even stupid, but I think she was just innocent.
Tell me about Evelyn.
She was beautiful, carefree, loved to have a good time. I met her during my internship for a private transportation and logistics firm here in Shanghai. She was a great pilot, too. Knew how to feel the currents, to push the bird just so. Too bad her talents for reading the wind didn't translate to reading guys.
How so?
She was always getting into trouble with the wrong crowds. And it always had to do with some boy. She knew I didn't like him. Her boyfriend at the time, Lee. It drove a wedge between us, and when we parted ways, it wasn't amicable.
I understand.
She was a good girl, Jensen. She deserved better.
Alright, so we got all the info. So of course we're gonna accept.
Okay, I'll help. What do you need me to do?
My lead, he works for Lim. He's a systems technician who apparently has access to their entire database. He's willing to hand over a copy of Evelyn's autopsy report.
So you want me to meet him and get the report? Is that it?
Yes, but he'll only respond to a certain phrase. Death and life have their determined appointments. To which he'll reply, riches and honors depend upon heaven.
Christ, Malik, this is starting to sound like something out of a bad spy movie.
I know. He's just trying to protect himself. I didn't pick the damn quote. So just play along and remember the line, okay? You'll find him inside the lobby of the Lower Hengsha Limb Clinic.
Does this guy have a name?
None that I know of. But he apparently goes by the handle Anonymous X. I know.
Anonymous X. Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, before I forget, everything concerning Evelyn's incident, newspaper articles, the police report, limb details, it's all inside pod 009 here in the hotel. You should read over everything if you can.
Pod 9. Got it.
I need to go. Contact me with any updates and... Thank you. I really appreciate this, Jensen.
And we got ourselves a new side quest. But we'll worry about that once we are done with the main quest. Not sure where I'm going or why I'm going back here.
If you would like to
But
hear more of my exclusive interview with Hugh Darrow, log on to www.
didn't really lead anywhere interesting.
This is Eliza Cassan reporting to you live from Pacifist.
Not even really sure what I'm looking for. Since we don't really need any more alcohol, there's some beer here.
But it appears that I may have to retract. Millionaire Hugh Darrow has contacted me personally.
Well, let's grab it anyway. We can always drop it if we need room.
Here's what the man had to say.
My visit to Prague was related exclusively to the project which has consumed all of my...
So,
这么几拳就累了，不会吧？再说，
24, 26. There's a book.
就算他不开了门，我也不怎么想要去。告诉你，我付了
How to win
那
at
么多
Mahjong, the basics.
到最后还要跟
It's a mistake to think of Mahjong as a game of pure luck. To be successful requires considerable skill. For example, the player who is well versed in the rules and who masters the scoring chart will make the best decisions. This is one of the most basic strategies to master and win a game of Mahjong. Another helpful tip is to notice and memorize the discarded tiles of other players in order to know what tiles they will want to pick up. Play carefully to have an edge. In Mahjong, prudence is rewarded. When discarding your own tiles, do so discreetly. This will keep your opponent from figuring out the type of hand you're playing. A good Mahjong player should be flexible enough to change tactics in the middle of a game if necessary. It always pays to be adaptable. Strategy. Once you receive your tiles, not files, immediately evaluate the number you will need to win. For this, you must determine the specific number of tiles you will need to finish with the shortest possible path. Playing to win. Do not be afraid to take chances. Discard any tiles you will not need. Playing not to lose. Discard your tiles cautiously. If you require only 3 tiles or less after 4 draws, you should play to win. Otherwise, play for a draw. Playing for a draw. Don't be the first to discard a dragon or wind tile. Don't play with doubles, and don't claim one for a triplet. It is now safe to discard. Keep the contents of your hand concealed. Okay, that was a lot of useless information. Nothing of interest here. Hello, sir. You've got some ammo there. You've got some trank darts. Luckily for you, I have plenty.
My visit to Prague was related exclusively.
So, 009 is probably going to be on the other side. Oh, Pocket Secretary. Police report. Fly Girl, the limb contact, has agreed to meet you tonight. So this is Pod 009. I wasn't looking at the number. I don't know how large or small this window of opportunity is, or how long it will remain open to us, but it's the only thing we have to go on. Hopefully we can trust him. He holds the biggest piece of this puzzle. I'm sorry I can't be of any more help on this. As much as it pains me to see Lee walk, my hands are tied. If my supervisor found out I was even talking about this, he'd have my badge. I've attached a copy of the police report filed on the night of the incident. The original transcript has been practically gutted by IID? As you will no doubt see, the autopsy report should help fill in the blanks. P.S. You owe me a pocket secretary. So case, blah blah blah, incident, 23-year-old Caucasian female, DOA from probable fall downstairs, only witness is boyfriend, who was found at scene. Victims, Evelyn Carmichael, injury sustained, severe head trauma, cranial lacerations, internal bleeding, swelling, likely cause of death. Suspects, Lee Hong. Details. On citation needed at approximately 23:49 hours, personnel from the LHPF responded to a distressed call from suspect 209 Lee Hong, transcript recording 209E11. Upon arrival at the scene, the reporting officer witnessed victim 594EC Evelyn Carmichael on the ground near citation needed, see transcript OC report 209E-12. Victim was unresponsive. First response EMT unit on scene pronounced victim deceased at approximately 02 hours. Victim was transported to COC report 209-12 for further evaluation and possible treatment. Suspect, wearing a shirt covered in what appeared to be the victim's blood, was questioned by responding officer Sergeant Maji. Suspect was visibly distressed, claiming victim had been drinking prior to the incident and had fallen. See DC report 209-12. Citation needed, see transcript recording 209E-11. Suspect was tested, confirming suspicion of intoxication. Suspect was then detained and transported to COC report 209E-12 for further questioning after EMT unit cleared him for release. Suspect later claimed incident occurred moments before call to LHPF emergency, roughly between 23:40 and 23:45 hours. Further screening and urinalysis revealed narcotic elements, EXT9 in suspect system. Suspect remained in custody until CQC report or OC report 209E-12 before being released. Forensic evidence at the scene turned up inconclusive. Data to support suspect's claim. Blood spatter analysis concluded that while blood cast-off patterns matched those of a fall, there was no evidence of a low to medium velocity impact spatter to match victim's wound at the probable cause of death, blunt force head trauma, and intracranial hemorrhaging. Further investigations into the case are suspended until post-mortem evaluation and autopsy is concluded. See OC report 209E-12. Pending further evidence, Lieutenant Yan, edit 29, September 24th, 27. Suspect is clear of prosecution, formal charges or otherwise, by order of attorney. So the autopsy report didn't quite match up with the story. Rooftop pitfalls claim another. Evelyn Carmichael, a young woman in her early 20s, became one of the latest victims claimed by the deadly Yuzhou rooftops to have authorities clamoring for stricter safety regulations and zoning permit. Or stricter safety regulations. Sources close to the victim say Evelyn had been celebrating with her boyfriend before the incident occurred. A witness, whose identity was not released, claims she slipped and fell while descending one of the many staircases that connect Yuzhou and Huaigan rooftops with Pandang Street below. Police believe alcohol and drugs may have influenced the fatal accident. But officials claim the tragedy could have been avoided entirely if laws were different. With elections just around the corner, Evelyn's death will no doubt spark a host of new debates and controversy concerning citywide safety regulations. Rooftop-related injuries and deaths have steadily risen in the last 5 years and make up over 60% of all recorded accident fatalities each year. Wow. A lot of people falling off roofs. So, yep, this was 009. So, these ladies don't have anything interesting. And here's some money. And we're robbing everybody blind. Nothing there.
Modify ocean temperatures through a combination of iron seeding.
That's where we
and
came up
geothermal
from.
management.
Forgive me, Mr. Darrow, but many people believe that your Arctic Ocean installation is more risk than certainty.
Another credit ship. Pocket secretary. Doesn't look like there's anything here. Choose safe code. Man, I'm never playing Mahjong with you again. You know how hard it is to get this code? Consider my debt to you as paid. Manager safe code 3785. Way ahead of you. We were already in there.
I know what you have in there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I saw you with ferret in your shirt the other day. You know pets are not allowed in hotel.
That's not true!
I tell Mr. Chow if you not get rid of it.
You're a very mean lady.
Yeah, you don't like ferrets? You're a very mean lady. Anyway, we picked up another pocket secretary. No subject. This message has not been sent. Dearest wife, I cannot take it any longer. I cannot go on living in this cramped, tiny place. I cannot keep pretending that my life will get better and you and I will die reunited. My will and determination to fight have left me. I have reached the end of the line, but I feel peace and calm. I am grateful that I can now go to sleep. I do not feel guilty, ending a life which no longer holds any, where am I here, hope. Physically and emotionally, I am defeated and unable to cope. Please tell the children that I love them. My love for you and for them will never falter. By the time you read this, I will have disappeared from your lives. The streets of Hengsha will be the last place anyone will ever see me. Be brave. I will see you on the other side. Fuhua. Well, that's too bad. Nothing of interest in here. There's another staircase. Another pocket secretary. Office security code, we already got that. Judging by the amount of dust that's been accumulating on my filing cabinets, desktop, and chair, I'm thinking you forgot the access code to my office door, 3824. Now get in there and clean it. Hujan. Rooms Division Manager, Alice Garden Hotel. Ooh, alcohol. Nothing here. And nothing there. Hello, ladies.
If you would like to hear more of my exclusive interviews,
And this is the end of the line.
www.picusweb.com. This is Eliza Kassan reporting to you live from Picus.
Wait, did we see this place? No, we didn't. Another pocket secretary. And some ammo that we don't need. Missing you. This message was not sent. My dearest Wen, I am having a nice time on my business trip. Australia is wonderful. Someday you will come with me and I can show you the sights of Melbourne. I miss you very much and I wish I could be home with you and your mother in Hangsha. But I have a duty to fulfill and I must stay out on the road for a little while longer. I hope you are behaving and your mother and I hope you are behaving for your mother and that you are helping her around the house. The hotel I'm staying at is big and beautiful. The people are so glamorous. I feel so common among them. I do not yet know when I will be coming home, but when I do, I will bring you gifts for being such a good girl. Lots of love, your father. Well, I guess he didn't make it all the way to Australia. Ooh, stun gun darts. And money, a cyber boost. And a book. Electrogravitic technology applications. From a technology demonstration lecture presented to the United States Air Force on August 2015 by Dr. Hugh Darrow of Darrow Industries. Based on an immature design of Russian origin, we've been looking at this technology as an applicable functionality for enhanced human subsystems in the military arena. While it isn't a substitute for an actual physical descent system, such as a fast rope or parafoil, the electrogravity generator is now at a level of intricacy whereby we can implant it in a human being. The core unit, the generator module, and the powertrain is fusion bonded to bone at the base of the implantee's spine, and a distributed mix of dermal sensors and monitoring fibers in the inner ear work with a built-in accelerometer to activate it in pulse phase mode if the implantee's body enters a state of uncontrolled fall for more than a couple of seconds. With practice, skilled operators have been able to drop from heights ranging from beyond 30 feet to upward of 100 feet with zero fall trauma. You can understand why we nicknamed this bungee cord in R&D. That sounds a lot like the Icarus device that we can activate with our Praxis kits. Does this just lead over to the other side?
We as a species stepped up to make things better. Our best chance of doing this is to modify ocean temperature.
No, it leads down. Whoop! I didn't want to drop down. But didn't notice if we got any XP for this. Didn't look like it. So, there's a beer. Nothing over here.
Here's what the man had to say.
My visit to Prague was related exclusively to the project which has consumed all of my attention these
我
days.
会帮你消除烦恼。我觉得你这个人很
Yep,
不错，
another pocket secretary.
我实在接受不了和你在那种地方生
We're collecting a lot of those. This message has not been sent. Dear Mama, I hope this letter finds you well. Please give my love and regards to Father and Shui Li? Maybe? I miss you all very much. Life in Hengsha is very exciting and the opportunities are too numerous to mention. However, it is a very difficult place if, like me, you have little money. Life is very expensive here and poor people are not treated the same way we treat the less fortunate back in our village. It seems like the city is so big. People And that's it.
It's time that we as a species stepped up to make things better.
那是我的家呀。
Wait.
Best chance of doing
Oh no,
this is
that
to
was just
modify
ammo.
ocean temperatures through a combination of ion seeding and geothermal management.
Forgive me, Mr. Darrow.
So, well, we're going further up. And Van Bruggen seems to be in here, so let's first
I just don't understand.
go around this way.
Grow to a place where there can be so many people and so few jobs.
We've been abandoned. That's how.
Hello, sir.
In the business when you have to fight for territory with Tom or the Triad. 你怎么吃这个？
比我在家里吃的好多了。
There's something there. There's a machine pistol. Wow. Just leaves it sitting there in his pod? Now, there should be a non-machine pistol lying around here somewhere that we want to pick up.
听着，拼。
But I'm just
我觉得
not
你
sure
是个
where it
好
is.
可是我受不了你
Can I
把
grab your
东西都
pocket
扔在
secretary
大
without
厅
you getting
我
pissed
也
off
不
at
小
me?
的哦，可是我的家龙房间那么小，放不
Yoink
下那些东西。
拼。
Mr. Sun. Leaky roof near 443. We understand your concern and we are working to fix the problem. We will notify you when the leak has been rectified. Chujan. Rooms division manager. Although I'm usually a good-natured tenant, I feel I must become cross very soon. I am at a loss as to why you will not give me a simple answer to a simple question. When will the leak be fixed in the ceiling of my home? My patience is quickly running out. Sun Deming? Pot 443. Mr. Sun, we understand your concern and are working to fix the problem. We will notify you when the leak has been rectified. So we're basically reading this whole backwards. This is the fourth letter I have written to know when the leak will be fixed in my old unit. Although I can live with the temporary housing situation, I am eager to get back to my original pod. Please let me know when the situation has been remedied.
那些东西都可以扔了，你不用它们，它们就是垃圾。
Okay,
但有些是我
and
妈
there's
妈
a
给我
book
的。
here.
去问问杰，看他还有没有多余的
Dear Diary,
给我们放
some kids banged on my door and taunted me today. They yelled hikikomori and shut in, and banged and scratched and kicked to get my attention. I think they belong to a woman down the hall. I am repulsed by their guttural accents. Today was a good day. I sat in my usual place, but this time I was content to look out the window. The people look so sad and lost. I pity them when I am not angry. Someone rang my phone at 4:18 p.m. today. It came as a shock because no one is supposed to bother me. I spent most of my day trying to figure out if it was a mistake or on purpose. I do not like days like today. They make me nervous and confused. Today I am cold and cannot warm up. Very cold. I made a bowl of miso soup, but it did nothing. Sometimes I wonder if my blood is thinner than other people. My neighbor was making a lot of noise last night. He plays his satanistic music at an infernal volume. I think he does it to drown out the sounds of him beating his girlfriend. If I didn't have to stay here, I would teach him some manners. I think he is from Central Asia. There is a part of me that really likes his music.
Here's what the man had to say.
There seems to be nothing back here.
Related exclusively to the project which has consumed all of my attention these days.
You're referring to the Panchaea project,
Huh?
the cooperative global initiative that aims at healing our world.
Earth's ecosphere is in serious trouble,
Another credit chip.
and it's time that we as a species stepped up to make things
Hello, sir. You didn't see me take
Our
anything,
best
right?
chance at doing this is to modify ocean temperature
I think we already
through a
checked here.
combination of ion seeding and geothermal management.
Forgive me, Mr. Darrow.
So,
But many people believe that your Arctic Ocean installation is more risk than certainty. When will we be able to see the
Whoops.
world for ourselves?
nearly fell off here.
If you would like
That would have been very not good. Another credit chip. This leads back to the stairs. Yep. And here's the gun that we want. And more money. Nothing over here.
So the guy in capsule 143 left his pod door open. Yeah.
Wait.
So I couldn't
No,
help
this
but
is
take
not
a look inside.
where Van Bruggen is
He
hiding.
has so much stuff lying around. It's incredible.
Spirits.
I could have snatched an e-book or two.
What is that, rubbing alcohol?
You should have. At least then we'd have some juicy reading material for today.
All right. No go. Needless to say, or BB, about that little collection job you sent my way. I tried, man, blah, 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 blah. I think we already saw that at the club. Needless to say, the DH is extremely disappointed in you. As am I. I told you this was a dirty job. How can you expect to become a 426 if you can't deal with a little woman? Not good. BB. Well, that problem has been resolved.
As soon as the installation is complete.
If you would like to hear more of my
So,
exclusive interview with Hugh Darrow,
Van Bruggen is over here. Aha. More candy bars. And we don't need Pep's ammo. Nothing there. And we are finally at Van Bruggen's pod. But I think I'll interrupt this video here. Yeah, this video was just us running around the Alice Garden pods and reading everything there was to read here. But, well, in the next video there, I'll promise there will be some action. So we'll see you in the next part. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like or a comment below. And subscribe to stay up to date, and I will see you in the next part. So until then, have a good one.